Yeah.
Nyeh.
What a great way to start. Morning, boss. I stumble into the office feeling like a corpse dragged out of its grave. Coffee.
Richter, this is the second day in a row that you've come in looking like a bedraggled cat. Do we need to have an intervention?
Fine. Just couldn't sleep. I was busy. Christ, something really is messed up when Leslie shows up at work before me. He lets out a long, playful sigh, shaking his head before taking a sip of his coffee.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Your escapades last night, of course. What happened? What did you find out?
Nothing. Oh, yeah, right. With my own coffee mug in hand, I sink down into my chair, clearing my throat. Going to have to leave out some of the details, I think. My new friend, Mr. Chittenden Eastman, well, he gave me some information about the powerful mob players in the city. Seems like he's really in the loop. Heh.
Heh.
My enthusiasm slowly waning. The already pale Leslie seems to suddenly grow a shade paler. He's see-through now. He slowly sets down his coffee and leans forward over his desk, brow furrowing as he stares at me.
Did you say Eastman?
Oh. Oh, no. Yeah, why?
Why?
Why? Yes? You're losing your hearing already, boss? You're not that old.
Because Eastman is the man running all of Cleveland, that's why.
He's the mayor, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. The mayor
Leslie
of
raises
Boston.
his voice in excitement. Leslie raises his voice in excitement and frustration, slamming his fist down on his desk.
Me.
All of Cleveland? Like,
Yes.
all of it?
All of Cleveland.
The entirety?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I found out about him last night at that party that I went to. He's well liked and hugely powerful, and most of Cleveland's Italian mafia is terrified of him. I don't know how on earth you managed to get in his good books, but Eastman is the key to taking down this city's liquor business.
Man, we got so far into his good books.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think that speakeasy itself might be his main base. After we get a bit more information, we should set up a raid. Oh boy.
We've done goofed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I figured Chittenden was powerful, but I had no idea he was running all of Cleveland. Leslie's right, obviously. Our department is supposed to be working with the FBI to enforce prohibition here, which means shutting down criminal outfits. This should be a huge step forward. If that's the case, then why do I feel so reluctant?
Because you didn't get to finish the job last night.
Go finish the job, and then we can raid, and call it a day. It's not like Chittenden trusts me. In fact, I'm sure he doesn't, but I can't imagine putting him behind bars. Last night was probably just a game, his attempt to manipulate me onto his side. Yeah, it didn't feel like that at all.
Oi, Richter. Hello.
Come back.
Are you spacing out? Do you need more coffee?
I snap back to the moment, greeted by a curious Leslie staring at me quizzically. No, I was just thinking, boss. We're going about this the wrong way.
The wrong way? You have a different idea?
When I nod, Leslie tilts his head to the side, motioning for me to continue. If there's anything I can give him credit for, it's that he's usually willing to listen to what I say, even if I'm a junior partner. Let me keep talking to Eastman. I'll get more details about him, I promise. We shouldn't throw him in jail. Not yet. Leslie stares at me in a stunned silence. Does it really sound that strange?
Did you hit your head on the way home last night, Richter?
We wanted to hit A-head.
This is a mob boss we're talking about. He's dangerous. Not in line to be the next pope. I don't know what he said to you, but you shouldn't believe him. Just because he hasn't killed you yet doesn't mean that he won't. Once you've outlived your usefulness. Haven't you thought about that?
His frustrated, skeptical words echo my thoughts. Echo my own thoughts, as much as I hate to admit it. Maybe it's stupid to try to deny them, but... Before I can control myself, I blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Oh, good idea.
I love him!
He's not a murder machine, Leslie. He's not a one-sided villain who was born bad. Sure, most mobsters out there are ruthless bastards, but so are a lot of normal people. Mafia guys aren't some special breed, evil to their rotten cores. Chinnigan, he's a businessman. He uses the law for profit. I know that. I'm not saying I think it's right. But after talking to him, spending time with him, seeing how he's just a guy like any other, I'll be damned if I don't have some more sympathy for him than whatever rich old hi ya boy is handing down orders in the FBI.
Alright, let's look up ya boy. Ya boy refers to a corrupt politician or swindler. It originates from a name of a Chinese-American criminal organization in New York in the mid to late 1800s.
Okay.
Right.
Leslie stays quiet, biting his bottom lip, a nervous habit of his, and avoiding my gaze for a time. I never raise my voice at him, nor anyone else for that matter. I instantly feel a little sheepish about it, but I don't know how else to express my change of heart. Finally, Leslie rubs at his eyes with one hand and gently sighs, a small smile twitching at the corner of his lips. He stands up from his desk and walks over, giving me one of those affectionate, "What am I gonna do with you?" looks.
Well, I guess I'm not all that surprised. You've always been compassionate and honest. Probably why you're a terrible liar.
He pauses, reaching out to gently ruffle my hair. I'm gonna go, like, bald in, like, my 30s if he keeps doing that.
Yeah.
There's still a worried... He wants to bring my looks down a good tad. There's still a worried crease in his brow, but I think he's trying his hardest to believe me.
If you really think this man isn't out to just screw us over, and he'll be of use to the investigation somehow, then I suppose I'm willing to go along with it. For a little while, at least.
I don't think this is how the police work.
Yeah, I don't think so, but
What?
A little while, I said. Hey, what?
I jump out of my chair and pull Leslie into a hug, tightly squeezing his wiry frame. I don't think this is how the police work.
Well, this is how this police works.
Just two men stuffed in a room all day, having a little more intimate meetings. He steps for a moment, but eventually wraps his arm around me, too softly patting my back.
I sure hope that you know what you're doing, Richter. If something ever happened to you, well, let's just say I have a hard enough time living with myself already.
Why, because you're so high maintenance?
Exactly. You know how many times a day I have to feed myself? It's very difficult, and having guilt on my shoulders won't help things any.
Tough life. I'll be fine, boss. Don't worry about me. As we pull apart, I gazed down into Leslie's face for a moment.
And May has the hiccups.
Oh, it was a hiccup. That was a hiccup burp, baby. He still doesn't look fully convinced. It's perfectly reasonable. We're paid to be suspicious. What? You're the police. What do you mean?
Yeah, the police are always suspicious. Well, he's a detective. Detectives are always suspicious.
Huh. I'll bring him around to the idea eventually. If everything works out, he's open-minded to just about anything given enough time. Except vegetables, maybe?
What about a vegetable cake? Carrot cake. You love cake.
Carrot cake is great.
Right?
After we discussed things a little more, Leslie and I settled settle about our usual routine of paperwork, calls, and more paperwork. Dream job. It's not like our work normally flies by, but today 3 hours seemed especially long. The hours. 3 hours.
The hours.
Working full time, baby! At last, evening rolls around. When I head outside, my feet start to take me down a familiar road before I've even realized it.
Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your nap.
Oh, I will. Ooh. Loud music rushes over me in a wave. A familiar sea of dancers, lights, and sparkling glasses. This place is starting to grow on me. To my surprise, I spot Chinigan already standing by the bar, a cup of coffee in hand as he chats with the bartender. Should I go up to him? I don't want to come off too strong. Maybe I should casually strike up a conversation and wait for... Just as I mull over my plan, Chinigan's gaze meets mine. He instantly breaks into a warm smile, beckoning me over. Phew.
I'm not too
So
needy.
stupid. I could have just finished that sentence,
well.
man. The frustration on my end. I wander towards the bar and step up beside him, clearing my throat to buy time as I figure out what to say.
Well.
Oh. I stepped on your toes there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt so bad.
I'm so sorry.
It seems like my detective wandered back to me. Did your flock of officers decide to come along today, too?
No, I left them at home with the sitter.
Yeah, not good to tell the mobster that you have no coverage.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that.
No, he's an idiot. Good. I can't tell you how disappointed I was when they decided to interrupt.
Me too. His suggestive, airy murmur sends a tingle down the back of my neck. At least I wasn't the only one who was disappointed. Yeah, well, I was really... Yeah. Okay, it is me. I got scared for a second.
No, that's you.
Yeah, well, I was really looking forward to the rest of that cake. A wink.
I'm afraid I enjoyed the rest of it by myself. I was thinking of you all the while. Does that make you feel any better?
No. Not one bit.
I wanted more cake. It was good.
Can't believe you finished it without me.
How dare you?
I don't think he even swallowed any. Chinigan lets out one of his deep chuckles, low and comforting. It always seems like... Go home.
Sorry, I am home.
Go home.
I did
Go
that.
farther
Yay!
home.
Oh.
Go to a different home.
Yeah.
Go to your forever home.
You want me to die?
No, that's not what I meant.
That's what my forever home is. You want me to die?
I meant like a dog that's like in a pound and you gotta find its forever home. Or it's like being fostered. I didn't mean die.
Fuzz, will you adopt me?
Sure.
Okay, I found my forever home. Done.
Okay, well, that works. It's just funny he's in the background just listening to like half of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Where was I? He always seems like his sly, evasive mask melts away for a split second whenever he laughs, betraying something vulnerable.
Listen, Richter, if you'd prefer, we can always linger out here and talk.
We got stuff to do!
As much as I want to savor all of you in private, I'm more than happy to just enjoy your company, discussing whatever flights of fancy we have.
No!
I probably shouldn't have said that. I imagine my seductive air of mystique is all but ruined for you now.
Take me to the back room! No, I haven't even, no, never mind. His leg lightly brushes mine underneath the bar and out of sight. Damn it. He's so bold, this guy. I can see how he got into his line of work, no doubt about that. He slept his way there?
Probably.
Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Actually, I wanted to ask you some more serious questions. Come on, can't it wait? Privacy might work better, just, you know, as a precaution. Hey?
Oh, of course. I have no doubt that your reasons are entirely... Ah! It's the cops!
Oh my god, did Leslie betray us?
Oh, Leslie, how could you?
He did not. At that moment, everyone... Oh no, oh jeez. The speakeasy door flies open and a small group of officers rush in. Screams echo through the parlor after the music cuts off and a cacophony quickly goes silent. Eastman's men can't even reach for their guns. The officers are already aiming their own. Leslie, you didn't!
Leslie, no!
I can't believe you! We hugged you and everything!
It's so bad. Leslie, you cock-blocked us. How could you?
We thought you were a bro. At the head of the group stands Leslie.
Richter.
Why is he surprised? The second our eyes meet, he rushes over to me, releasing a huge sigh of relief.
Richter, oh thank God you're not hurt. I thought for sure that...
What? We had an agreement, Leslie, didn't we? How can you just storm in here after me? Don't you trust me? When I manage a choked accusation, Leslie just shakes his heads. His heads. Eyes narrowed.
It's not about trust, Richter. It's not even about the job. To hell with information gathering. The thing that I care most about is keeping you safe. Because I'm in love with you. You're too honest, too trusting, and I can't just let you run around with people like this. Even for the sake of an investigation.
Okay, I'm gonna break down what just happened. Because it's really bad.
Okay.
Okay, so he says, yeah, go get more information. So obviously we're gonna be in the speakeasy with a bunch of mafia dudes, right?
Yeah.
And then he busts in with a bunch of cops, and we're like in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
One, they either immediately take us hostage, or two, we get shot in the kerfuffle.
Yep. Any of that could have happened. This could have endangered us way more.
I don't understand what the thought process was, because us not being in here would have been 10 times better.
Yeah.
Than lying to us and sending us here. And then... Because his guards know that we're a detective. One of them just could have popped us one.
Yep, at any point. Still could.
Working on them brain cells, Leslie? Good job, good job. Okay.
He's got a cannoli for a brain.
Truly. He gestures to Chinnigan angrily, apparently having guessed his identity already. Leslie was really worried about me? I knew he was still concerned, I just didn't think he'd go this far. I gotta sneeze.
Okay.
Oh god, that's gonna suck. Chinnigan, who's been entirely silent this whole time, watches us with carefully measured expression.
Couldn't sneeze?
It's there, it is just sitting, waiting.
I hate those.
Bothering me. How can he be so calm? He had no idea this was going to happen, did he?
Gentlemen, I believe there's been some severe miscommunication.
We sell apple juice here, sir.
Please, Mr. Leslie, tell your men to lower their weapons. Then we can discuss things calmly, without the threat of accidental bloodshed. Agreed?
Leslie hesitates. That's a very strange degree of trust going on here, but I get the sense that neither of them wants this to end in violence. I know Leslie hates hurting anyone, even criminals, and Chinnigan doesn't seem the type to enjoy it either.
Understood.
He signals to the officers who slowly, reluctantly lower their guns. That's such a bad idea.
Yeah, it is. It really
You're
is.
such a bad cop, bro. Detective, whatever. Your instincts are the worst. The tension in the room eases a little bit, though it's still far from calm.
Let me say first, Mr. Leslie, that I entirely understand your concern for your partner's safety. But you see, after our friend Richter here showed up the other night, I was struck with an idea. I knew he was a detective before he so much as walked in the door, your informant's working for me, so I decided to have a chat with him.
You mean back there, that was...
Oh, don't get me wrong, Richter. I was enjoying every second of it.
Oh.
But I've been looking for a way to work out an arrangement with the law in Cleveland for some time. You're a hard-headed sort here, let me tell you.
He exhales a breath between his teeth, gently shaking his head.
Richter, however, I could tell that he was made of something different. Not so hell-bent on enforcing the Volstead Act. Yet not the type to be bought, either. I was intrigued.
Is he using us?
Maybe. A little bit. So I thought
Everybody
I'd try
sucks.
to, work out a deal. As is my way. Last night was supposed to be the beginning of the deal, but...
Oh my god.
Well, I was enjoying the company so much that I thought to myself, what harm can it be to wait a little while longer?
You're breaking my heart, bro.
Yeah.
When Chinnigan's glimmering eyes settle on me, I feel my heart skip a beat and then completely stop. Maybe several. He invited me back to make a deal, but it spiraled into something more because he enjoyed my company. That's not what I'm taking from this.
Well, that's kind of what I'm taking from this.
I feel like he's just full out using us.
So you really believed that we wouldn't arrest you? It was a calculated risk, of course.
Chicken casually waves one hand, the only hand he has free.
Yeah, while the other is stuck to his chin.
The way he keeps this kind of... Insert Froggy saying the word because I can't.
Freud?
Even while surrounded by the law, no wonder he's a leader. Look, it's a saying Freud.
Sang-froid. Literally, cold blood in French. Oh, sang-froid. Got it.
Oh.
Okay, refers to someone who acts cool and composed even in tough circumstances.
I was thinking of a frog when you said that word for some reason. Not like you, but just like an actual frog.
Like a frog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it, like sang-froid kind of sounds like a frog. But like a...
Maybe it'd be like a frog name.
Maybe. Cold-blooded? I mean, it works.
Hey, there you go.
Wait. No, frogs aren't reptiles. Right? So
They're amphibians. Aren't they still cold-blooded?
Fuzz.
Are amphibians cold-blooded?
They are amphibians, so they're cold-blooded?
Yes, they are still cold-blooded.
Neat.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Great. Okay. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I like to make big gambles, and usually they pay off. But I've done my research on your backgrounds, your past jobs. I knew you wouldn't simply raid my venue without showing a few of your cards first. So, you could say the chips landed where I thought they might.
Leslie rubs his cheek with a hand, blinking rapidly as if to try to understand everything we just heard. Can't blame him. I knew Chinnigan was sharp, but I had no idea he planned everything out ahead of time.
You know, even though we're the ones with the guns out, I can't shake the feeling that we played right into your hand. You alright?
Yeah, I cracked, I went to crack my neck, and it just went a little farther down than I thought it would.
Oh. Okay. You really do live up to your reputation, don't you?
I was expecting Leslie to be furious, but instead he sounds more impressed than anything. Is it possible he actually took some of my words to heart back in the office?
You mentioned a deal earlier. Care to explain what kind of deal we're talking about? Ah, I was hoping you'd ask that.
A particularly satisfied smirk curls on Chinnigan's lips, the type a man wears when he's won at cards.
Why don't we discuss matters privately, on a neutral ground? I'll even let you pick the spot.
A McDonald's, maybe?
McDonald's. All of us disarmed, with a few of our men waiting outside.
This is not the cop way.
A moment, if you don't mind.
What?
Ah.
Leslie grabs my sleeves and pulls me aside, leaning up to whisper in my ear.
You really trust him enough for this? Normally I'd say it's suicide. But this mayor, he's not like the other men that I've met. It's like talking to the chief of a big corporation, not a mafia leader.
Stop. Oh god, that was so just not anything I ever want to hear again. He scratches his head, clearly baffled. It's not like I can blame him. I felt the same way when I first met Chinnigan the other night. I know he doesn't mean us any harm, boss. He's still a gangster, I can't deny that, but... I paused, swallowing.
I love him.
I'd swallow. I'd swallow for him.
Oh, May.
Oh.
May.
Better word things delicately, or else Leslie might catch on. I think he generally wants to work out a deal with us. All of this would be too much trouble otherwise. That's not how cops work. You don't
We're not
work out
cops.
deals.
We're detectives.
You still don't work out deals. You snatch them and you throw them in jail.
Boom. Well, that maybe this society is different from ours, because this was a long time ago. My thoughts exactly. You think we should hear him out then?
Without hesitation, I nod. Maybe it's an incredibly stupid decision. All of this is. It's just all of it.
All of it.
But I can't bring myself to believe all last night was just some means to an end.
If you don't mind me saying, Mr. Leslie, I gather you're the type to take precautions.
Chittigan pipes up airily and we both glance over toward him.
Should the two of you not show up in perfect health tomorrow, I'm certain I'll have a big hassle on my hands, and that's not what I want, I assure you. You really did do your research, didn't you? It's a favorite hobby of mine. So that means that you know what size underwear Richter wears?
Do you?
I guess so. I'm afraid you'll have to barter for that information. Oh, you drive a hard bargain, do you? I like that. Jesus. You guys are so thirsty. Everybody in this game is thirsty.
Everybody. We're in a bar and y'all are still thirsty. Great. Just great.
Y'all want to share me or something? What's going on here?
Sure. After a little more discussion... What?
Go, keep going.
Oh. You said, oh, like you had a thought. After a little more discussion, the three of us settle on a hotel room.
There it is. You see what I mean? You see what I owed at?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would owe too. The unfortunate patrons who had to witness all that, well, they're sent home and promised free drinks when they come back. It's what you guys are trying to stop.
Well.
In this day and age, that's probably enough to risk being shot.
When you want a drink.
Once that mess is sorted out, the three of us head to the hotel with our respective men. I can't even begin to imagine how tonight will end. I can. But I have to hope for the best.
Oh! We got it, Casada love. We got an achievement.